Hey, sorry about that. Hello, welcome. Happy Thursday, right? I am so pumped. I'm just seeing here. Oh yeah, I see Mandy. Sweet. How can I miss her with the beautiful sweater on? It's actually making me jealous. I want to be cozy like that. I love it. Okay, we're going to go through this pretty quickly. Any questions that you have, you can always just use the chat, or you can wait to the end if you feel like the chat's not going to answer your question. Welcome. So glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you guys showed up. This is going to be a great training for new reps, but also for reps that want to relaunch, reps that want new ideas, newer reps, all of the reps. So it's very exciting. We have 4 people talking tonight. So I'm going to open, I'm going to be talking about actionable items. So you want to get your pencils ready for what I have to say. I will be sharing all of the actionable items that I do. If you don't get it all written down, or if you're feeling like overwhelmed by the actionable items that I'm going to share with you tonight, I'm going to do a mini power hour and it starts next week. I'm going to try and do it on a Monday. And I'm going to try and make it a reoccurring time, maybe on different days each week, sort of thing. So that is to come. Okay. So if you feel like, okay, Sarah said a lot, I want to make sure I wrote it all down, or I need clarification, just know that there is a mini power hour for new reps, especially for new reps. Mandy will be doing a power hour for seasoned reps and just like the normal power hour that we run for our businesses. But we felt, the leaders felt that one for new reps would be so beneficial, so that you can come and work your business from the beginning. So that is coming, guys. Okay, so I'm going to start, and like I said, I'm going to be sharing actionable items, daily actions, income producing activities, really is what I call them. And it's basically how to move your business forward as a new rep, or someone who is just starting or starting again. There's 2 separate ways to do this. Okay, the first is these actionable intentional items. Okay, these are the things that you actually have to do. And this is once a day, share an outfit, and Krista's going to talk on this. A lot of our topics are going to overlap, but that's okay. Share an outfit or post about a review. It doesn't have to be yours. You can post another review. That's why we have Zaya Marketing. That's why we have a team page. Ask someone, hey, did anyone get whatever? I'd love to see a review on it, or what your thoughts are. You can share that to your VIP, right? You can post about releases. Don't feel like you have to only post about new releases on Wednesday. Post about new releases on Thursday. Okay. Consistency, repetition, your VIP, your customers, your people need that, right? You can post about closing out a party. You can use polls, interactive posts. This is once a day, and it literally takes 30 seconds to a minute. I know Carla, I know a lot of other people on the team, probably Cheryl, they schedule posts. Okay. So this doesn't take long at all. So that's once a day, 30 seconds to a minute. Whether you schedule it the night before, it doesn't matter, but it needs to happen, and it needs to be about that sort of stuff. Every 2 days, you have to make it known. And I make it known. I talk about it in some way on your posts, with a post on your stories, with a live, however you want to do that. Usually I do it through my stories. I'm talking about Zaya in a passive way. I'm not saying, hey, come over here and join my team. I don't think anyone's ever heard me say that. It's more so, this is what I get to do today. And of course, the implication, I'm saying because of Zaya, really. Today I talked about Costa Rica. You can talk about, hey, I got to go to the post office. I'm getting this order. I closed a party last week. Literally, you're making it known that you're a Zaya rep and that you want to grow your team. This is every 2 days I do this. If you followed me for any time on Instagram, you will see that I do it. It may not seem intentional because I'm sharing my life as well, but it is. I'm making it known. It's very clear to people that I am a Zaya rep and that I'm growing my team. Okay, every 2 days. Once a week, I add suggested friends on Facebook. Okay. I used to do this quite a bit at the beginning. Now I might not do it once a week, but I definitely suggest for new reps and for reps that are starting out, add suggested friends on Facebook. For me, I would add friends that doesn't have mutual friends with Mandy, with Danielle, with Krista, with Stephanie, with Carla, with any of the top leaders really, and any reps that I know. I wouldn't have any mutual friends with them. So adding friends, I add about 3 to 5 friends a week at least. So that's once a week, add suggested friends. I also follow people on Instagram. Take a look at who's watching your stories, what you're posting. You can follow those people, right? That's how you connect. That's how you network. I also grow my group. So I used to grow my group once a week. I used to share my VIP on my main Facebook. I used to talk about it in my stories. Okay. I used to add people to it. And this is when you're doing it once a week, you're adding maybe those suggested friends from weeks past where you maybe commented on their dog or something, right? You know what I mean? This is how we slowly and authentically and intentionally grow our group. So that's once a week. Okay, so I did once a day. I did every 2 days, make it known. Once a week, you're growing your group, you're adding suggested friends, you're growing your network. So, okay, so every day was posting about something, Zaya, probably in your VIP, talking about Zaya, sharing something Zaya, interactive post, poll, whatever it is. And then every 2 days, making it known that's on your personal profile. Okay. And then once a week, you're growing your network. You're adding suggested friends, that's to your personal profile, but you're actually adding your, growing your VIP as well. And then daily. So this is daily. This is the last actionable item that you should be doing. Daily, I reach out to and invite people in. I reach out to 3 people a day. I don't like putting numbers on it. I was asked the other day in a training that I did was like, well, how do you have time for that? And I'm like, how many of you just sit and do this? Like it literally takes 30 seconds, literally 30 seconds per person. And I'm saying you should do 3. I probably would do 5 or 10. If I was wanting to make this a serious income, I would probably up that, right? So you're reaching out to invite people in, but what are you inviting them into? So there's 3 options: your VIP, booking a shopping event, or you're inviting them to the business opportunity. For me, because I'm quite confident over here, I start with the business opportunity. But I can't tell you to do that because that's not what I did when I first started. And that would be very hypocritical. So invite them to your VIP. Okay, offer them suggestions. You're inviting people in, 3 people a day. This is daily. People who like your posts, you can pick those people. You can pick people who are watching your stories. You can pick people who are making comments, posting comments, likes, maybe people from your warm market. It doesn't matter. It can be strangers if you'd like to start the conversation with them, but it's daily. Reach out to invite people, 3 people. And there is no specific there in terms of what you invite them in. You're just inviting them in, you're connecting with them, you're laying the ground floor, right? It doesn't take long. Okay, this isn't a 4-month process where we're connecting with them about their dog for 4 months and then we're going to bring up Zaya. It's going to be quite quickly. Okay, so that's the 4 steps. Those are the intentional 4 steps, and that's it ends with start a potential rep list. If you don't have a potential rep list, you need to add one. You need to start one. You can go through your Facebook. If you can't start a potential rep list, send your Facebook over to me and I will add those people to my list. No, I'm just kidding. But it's quite easy to go through your potential rep list or go through your Facebook and add people who might benefit from this. You can't assume for people, so your list should be fairly filled. So those are actionable items that you should start doing right away. The things you do as your business moves forward, these are unintentional things. These are things that are going to be on kind of in the back end, or things that you're going to do to move your business, but it comes from those 4 actions that we did up top. Okay. Every order that comes in, you're going to thank them. You're going to personally send them a message. Hey, I know we spoke yesterday, Sally. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that you grabbed those light and tights. Thanks so much. I can't wait for you to get them. I know you're going to love them. Hey, I have a shopping event week open February 16th. I would love to book you in. This is non-negotiable in my business. This is how I book parties. This is non-negotiable, which means every single person who orders gets a conversation with me. If they've already booked a party, I'm obviously not booking them in for another one, but they're gonna get to ask, hey, are they in my VIP? Check. Have they booked a shopping event? Check. Okay, then we're going to talk rep opportunity because you've ordered from me and you're already in my VIP and you've already had a shopping event. Well, I'm going to probably talk business opportunity, probably for the 5th time. So every order, and new reps can go right back to the first order. Even reps who've been around for a while, you can go back and do it. Doesn't matter. Hey, thanks so much. I'm just going through my order history. I remember when you ordered these. I know you love them. I would love to book you in for a shopping event. I'm trying to fill my schedule. Book them in. So that's a non-negotiable, and that's sort of how you flow your business moving forward. Sign hostesses up to be reps, add people to your VIP. And then I have two other things here quickly, and then we're going to hear from Steph. If you have any questions, now's the time to add them to the chat. But for your VIP, first, especially for people who are just starting their VIPs, or maybe you're relaunching your VIPs, it needs repetition, guys. It needs consistency. You can't post the new releases once a week. You can't talk about the new restocks of the peak zipper joggers once, because Facebook doesn't allow people to just, oh yeah, no, I saw that. No, no one saw anything. Trust me. You have to talk about it repetitively. You have to talk about it a lot. Don't be scared to post the same thing. Like, don't be scared to talk about the same item. I talk about the Black Pocket Light and Tights once a week, probably in my VIP. Do polls. I do, share butt pictures, do comparison photos. You don't have to be an advertisement. So definitely bring you to your VIP, but you do have to be repetitive and consistent in there. Have real conversations. In terms of your VIP, make sure it's an exciting place to be. It's yours, right? And it's for your very important people. So make it so. And the only person who can make it that way is you. And you don't have to put a lot of time and energy into it, but you do have to bring an energy to it. Okay. If you're draining, trust me, they feel it too. And then booking parties. I think the best bet for booking parties is to make a list if you're a new rep. Okay. You can't just post on social media. I don't think I might have booked one party in 3.5 years from posting one graphic on social media about parties. No one knows what you're talking about. First of all, people hate the word party, so use shopping event. And you got to keep it exciting for people. Explain, show, oh my gosh, I just closed out this shopping event for myself. Look at what I got. Like, people don't understand, right? So you have to explain the whole background of it. Do you keep asking? No, I don't keep asking, but eventually we're going to come back to it, and that's fine. You can also use a hot item. I know the metallics are going to be restocking. You can make a post, message me or comment below if you want this for free. Trust me, we've seen how free items break the internet. So why aren't you posting about the peak zipper joggers and asking people if they want it for free, right? Because they'll comment, and then that's your chance. Anybody who's asked me about the free item from the website, I've booked them in for a shopping event. Krista knows. I've been telling her. Anybody who has, hey, when's that website working? I'd love to get that free item. I'd love to get you free items. I actually have an opening. Shut them down. It's been working. Anyways, yeah, so booking parties, obviously book parties from parties, and that's so much easier. But once you first start, it is important to start a list, show them the benefits, explain it all. People are used to epicure parties, and those aren't the best sometimes when it comes to you not getting your item and maybe having to deliver your item. So people are just a little hesitant, right? They don't know how Zaya parties work. Make sure you explain it. Okay, we're going to hear from Steph. Again, before Steph speaks, I just want to remind you that there is that mini power hour 30-minute session coming up for new reps, and that starts next week.
Okay, first off, I've got a wicked cold, so hopefully I can get through this without dying of a cough. And I'm on my phone, so if anyone leaves a question, Sarah, can you let me know, because I don't see them on my phone.
And I can help answer.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so I've been a rep for almost as long as Sarah, but I've only been on this team for about a year, and that's kind of when I restarted my business, I would say. And Sarah kind of wanted me to talk on, for those who kind of have been or feel like they want to restart and really get going. Doesn't matter how long you've been a rep for, you can really start anytime. So before I was on this team, I wasn't making it known. You probably could go on my Facebook and know that I liked Zaya, but probably didn't know I was a Zaya rep. And I was just aimlessly doing random things. I didn't know that you should be talking to all your customers after they've ordered, and I learned that very quickly. And I was finding it hard to book parties, and obviously not selling a whole lot because I wasn't doing that many parties. I wasn't signing up any reps because I wasn't talking to a lot of people. I also didn't think I could sign up people because I didn't really know what I was doing and didn't have any way to help them. But this team is amazing. And if you don't know something, someone on this team knows how to do it. So don't be scared about signing up people. Like you're not doing it on your own. We have like 400 people on our team. Like there's someone on the team who knows how to do whatever your new rep is looking to figure out. So yeah, so I started, so first off, I had heard Sarah say all those things of like all the things that you should be doing. And I'm going to tell you right now, and Sarah might not like me, but don't go and try and do all these things tomorrow because you're going to fail. And you're going to feel so overwhelmed because you feel like you need to do all the things and you don't know how you're going to do all the things because you're going from doing none of them to all of them. And that's what I did. And I got very discouraged. And then I started to do like habit stacking. I don't know if anyone's heard of that, but you try to do one of them. And my first one was reaching out to past customers and making sure that they liked their item and it fit. And then I started talking about hosting a party and I got more parties booked that way. And because I had more parties booked, then I started talking to everyone in the group and all those things. So booking more parties. I had my best month in the month of May. And from there, just literally staying consistent with the things that I knew I could do were huge. June and July were a very slow month for me. I got married in July, so I didn't have a whole lot going on, but I was staying consistent. I was checking on my customers, having those conversations, and then bam, I was recruiting left, right, and center August, September, October, November. So literally, don't go do all the things. Try one or two things, get those figured out, how you're going to fit that in your day. And then once you've got those mastered, then do a few more. I started off with, like I said, the customers. I would write 2-3 posts when I had 20 minutes that I could post throughout the week. And then that was done. And then once I got good at that, I was doing a review in my stories once a day and just like, anyways, you get my drift. What else did I want to talk about here? Oh, yes. So obviously set yourself a goal. After I had my best month in the month of May, that's when I was like, okay, I can actually probably do this. And I told myself that I could recruit. My husband probably got really annoyed with how often I was yelling at him that I was a good recruiter and I was going to do this. But you can't just have the goal. You also need to have like a plan and what you're going to do. So make sure you have your plan and then execute the plan and go for it. And if you have any questions, our team is here to help you. And that's pretty much all I got.
Steph, I have a question. So you signed up before me, so you've been a rep longer, but as you said, you weren't working your business as intentionally or as well as you could have. Was there like a clear cut, like, I'm going to do this? Or was it like you were kind of dabbling in it and then realizing you could do it? And then you were kind of creating the belief. And then all of a sudden you were like, oh yeah, no, I got this. Or was it like, oh no, I'm going to decide to do it and just do it?
So you reached out to me about this time last year.
Yeah.
And so we had just finished 2021. And I remember at the beginning of 2021, I had told myself I'm going to at least make 1,000 PV a month. That was my goal, which now seems ridiculous, but that was my goal. And I knew I needed to have parties to do that. So that was my plan, was to book parties, but I wasn't talking to everyone after that. But anyways, that's not really what you asked me. I'm totally just all over the place today. So not until I had, no, I don't know.
You don't know? No, I just wondered. That's all. If you knew it was like clear cut that you were going to do this. Like for me, I decided like I had to, like there was no going back to my other job. Like this is
Yeah,
something I was going to do. So I didn't know for you if it was as clear cut as that, right? Or if it was like you were kind of creating belief as you were doing the things.
a little bit of both, because I knew this time last year that I wanted to quit my full-time job at some point in 2022.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I had to make it happen. but I didn't have an end date yet.
Okay.
So I think a little bit of both.
Okay. No, that's fair. Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And it just goes to show that with intention and knowing what you're capable of, you can literally, she's friggin' rocking it. And I love that. I love that you shared about before too, that when you weren't, which is totally fine. Okay, Mandy.
Hey, everybody. Okay, first, I'm going to apologize because I got home from the vet. I had a kitten that was spayed, a kitten that was neutered, and they're trying to break into my office, and my husband is too, and I don't know what is going to happen. So just bear with me. I'm Mandy. I am Sarah's direct downline. I guess that's what you say. She's my upline. There you go. I've been doing this for almost 3 years, which is really crazy. So here we go, guys. We're gonna talk about things okay, so I never write notes, and I did tonight, so now I'm going to really struggle with focusing. I have ADD and I'm bipolar, so my attention span is insane, and that's why we're doing this topic. So with my mental illness, I tend to have significant highs and lows, and I have burnt out several times in this business, and I reached out to Sarah, I won't lie, and I've said, like, I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is too much for me. And she's like, you overwhelm yourself and you know what you're capable of. Just remember what you've done, like what you can do. Like, I used to be my only customer for 3 months, guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not even ashamed. And I got some good rewards out of that. So Sarah kind of sat me down and broke things down for me very easily, which with my mind, I literally need someone to spell it out for me. So she did that and she made things easier and I understood. So I started to break down my really bad days, the days where I don't want to get out of bed, the days where, you know, life is chaos and you're just like, no, I don't want to even do this, let alone do my business. But let me tell you, those are the days that are so imperative that you do. A, for your business, but B, for your mental health. And I'm not touching on that because I am no professional, but I'm just saying do it because you will thank yourself. And I'm not going to cry, but you will thank your future self so much. So the very important daily tasks that I do on my very bad days, I'm just talking about my bad days, is I do my outfit of the day, which make it your own. Don't just take a picture and say like OOTD. Yeah, that's it. And say like whatever the heck you're wearing. Talk, like make a video. I mean, think about your favorite customer or the perfect customer that you want. And you're talking to that person and only that person, and you don't care about what anybody else thinks. And if you don't believe me, go watch mine because I really don't care. Half the time I have bad hair. Like I don't care, but I'm so excited and I'm really excited about what I'm wearing. Yes, right now, but this isn't Zaya, so ignore this. But just make it your own. Bring your own personality into everything you do in this business because I promise you, authenticity pays off. I'm not gonna, and I'm not saying this for you to do this. I'm just saying that me personally, I have a rather large personality and it freaks me out now because I'm in a very tiny province and I'm running into people all the time that know me and I don't know them. I mean, at first it was funny, but now the kids are scared. I'm just saying, like, people know me and it's just something, it's kind of like a personality, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to go that insane, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, have fun with everything you do. If you don't, if you're like me and you struggle, especially with attention, I do things consistently, but I know what I'm going to do and I get excited about it. I don't make huge, crazy lists on any day because I get too overwhelmed. I break every day down in small daily tasks. So anyway, another thing that I do that I find imperative is while Sarah adds 5 people a week, apparently I'm going crazy because I'm doing that 5 a day. But I've also been doing a lot of Instagram training, and I'm learning more about Instagram, and I'm actually like getting really out of my comfort zone and doing things and mingling with people that I would have never done had I not have had the confidence in the clothing, and also from the leadership helping me when I stumbled, and it was a bumpy road. Um, I also talk to the hostesses. So every day, obviously, when you're running parties, if you're running a party, I ensure I talk to the hostess every day. Like, not necessarily like you're at level 3, you're still at level 3. Like, have conversations with them. I learned something in this business that totally blew my mind, but it's changed everything for me. It's that you're a customer will become a friend with you faster than a family member or friend will buy from you. And I refuse to believe that. And my family and friends will probably test to that. But I just thought that was crazy. So anyway, I just find it very imperative for me in my business to always add new people, always have conversations. But when I say that, I don't mean like, hello, how are you? Like, oh, there we go. There's a cat. Sorry. So when I have conversations, like I talk about like things that I love, or I'll comment on a picture, or I'll see a post that I love and I copy it and I put it in my story and I shout them out. And it's incredible the relationships you make when you do that, because you're giving them love and they have no idea who you are. Oh my goodness. Like, he just had surgery. Why is he doing this? Go. So anyway, that's what I do. Like I said, I talk to my hostesses, and lastly, a must on my bad. Oh, I can't. Does anyone want him? Like, he's for sale. He's for free. I'll pay you. So lastly, my must is posting is posting sales, new releases, and restocks. If any of them happen on a bad day, it's imperative. I go further than that. You do not have to do this by any means, but I go further than that, and I'll post for anyone that might need it, because I don't know. I've just been in that spot in a profession where I've had no room to breathe. And I'm gonna end this now. Sorry. Before he ruins everything. I've been in a profession where like you can't breathe, you can't speak, you can't do anything. So being in an environment like this is just like, I just find it so amazing for mental health, and I hope other people do too. And I'm just saying, be yourself, have fun, and just make it your own. Just be authentic. That's it. That's all. I hope that's not over 10 minutes.
No, it was great, Mandy. I'm wondering how the cat's gonna ruin it, but I did have a question. I don't know. Are you disappearing? No, you're still there. Okay. I wanted to ask you specifically, like, you have been so consistent, and for those that don't know Mandy prior to this, it was touch and go. Like, it was like when she felt good, she worked her business, and when she didn't feel good, she didn't work her business, and that's okay. But because Mandy's goals, she wanted results, she wanted this to be a certain income, she wanted to, she needed that certain income. We had to have a little bit of a, let's say, come to Jesus session about that. And I was, I knew what she was capable of. And so, Mandy, here's the question is, regardless of circumstance, now, that you just keep showing up, but was that a choice? Or like, whereas before you felt like you didn't want to do it, and you felt like it didn't matter, now you just continually stay consistent, even in the small things, and those small things don't take up too much of your time on your bad days, right?
No, the sad thing was I didn't realize how little I showed up on my bad days until you said something, and
I
then
called
it
you
killed
out.
me. You did, but
You were so
and then
mad.
I was mad, but it made me so sad because I realized that when I dip, my whole team does. Like, when I am like so crappy and like I'm not showing up. I don't seem like I care. Like, why would they? Like, we are a huge family and they feel that. And it's crazy because other reps on this team feel that and have messaged me too. So it was a wake up call too, because I realized like, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, it's not that bad, or I'm fine. It's just been a couple days. And then before you know it, it's like,
Yeah,
so I realized if I make a checklist, I ensure I do those things every day, even on a bad day, at least I feel accomplished.
no, I love that. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Mandy. And yes, it's 100%. I think people relate not just to Mandy, but to everybody who's realistic, who shows up as is, who's, just honest, right? I think that's super important. Thank you. Krista,
Hey, I think I'm unmuted, am I?
no, you're good.
I just wanted to have a second before I talk about what I'm going to share this evening. Just for the new reps that are on, just know that Sarah's not going to have come to Jesus moments with you if that's not what you want. That's why we're a team where we will meet with you and chat with you about your goals. This is your business that you run the way that you want to run it. And so I share my goals with Sarah. Mandy shares her goals with Sarah. Anybody can share their goals with whoever it is that has signed them up. And then we work with you. So I just wanted to kind of add that because we're not going to come knocking on your door like, where are you? What are you doing? Like, if you need to take a step away and you've talked with us and whatever, or people are here for so many different reasons. I've just was kind of thinking about that today. Like, not everyone's working their business in their own way. It's not across the board going to be the same for everyone. But that's why we discuss goals, because when you say you want to do it, there's going to be someone there to say like, okay, remember that you set that goal. Let's get there. What can I do to help you? So I just kind of wanted to put that in there instead of everyone thinking that Sarah's coming for you. Anyway, all right. So I am going to share a little, I don't know, some tidbits, I guess, some helpful actions to stay consistent on social media. And I'm not sharing because I'm an expert by any means, but I'm sharing because I've learned a few valuable lessons about my relationship with social media and how to use it to further my business. And believe me, I'm still learning, and every single person that's here above me is learning as well as they go. So just because we are sharing does not mean that we have all the answers, but it is so fun to come together and see what other people are doing and how it works for them. So as you've heard, we keep saying, you don't need to do all the things. Guess who likes to do all the things? I find it really hard to step back, but you don't have to do all the things. But I hope when we share these pointers, they'll be useful at some point. So please, like Mandy said, and Sarah and Steph as well, like, don't feel like you need to be like implementing everything. Just let this kind of wash over you and see what works and where you might see it implemented in your own business. So I wanted to kind of zero in on something. We talk about consistency all the time. Like, that's like, I don't know, that's our word. I think we talk about consistency a lot, but I was reading something recently and chatting with Sarah about it. And it was kind of like, I don't know, like an aha moment for me, because there is a big difference between consistency and frequency. So let's kind of look at that right now. So frequency is how often you choose to do something, like show up on social media, and consistency is sticking to the frequency you've chosen over an extended period of time. So frequency is going to look different for each and every one of us. If you are working full time, if you have young kids, if you are, caregiver of parents, your time is going to look different, and the way that you show up is going to look different. The consistency and the frequency is going to look different than someone else that maybe is in a different season of life. So you have to do what works best for you in your situation. So there are some, I think, non-negotiables. We talk about outfit of the day. That's just such an easy way to share your love of Zaya with others, and make it known that, you know, that's an easy way to say, like, I'm getting this stuff for free and half price, or whatnot. But it is just kind of one of those things that you can do fairly easily, no matter how much or how little time you have. You know, some things can be, some people can kind of make a point to do, you know, 3 to 5 bigger posts per week. And we're going to talk about that in a second, but knowing how frequently you can show up will set you up for success in the long run. So if you have really huge expectations and you just think that you're going to be able to be consistent on a high level, and then you start failing, that's going to discourage you. So I think setting expectations for yourself that are within range is really great. And one thing that we say a lot is do not compare. Comparing is despairing. When you start looking at others to see what they're doing, and you're like, oh, well, you know, so-and-so can do that, or so-and-so hit that, and so-and-so looks this way, or whatever. You're not gaining anything from that. And this team is really, really good at supporting you in any way. But when you just make this your own and do it the way that feels right for you, you'll go so much further. Okay, so something else that I wanted to talk on is to dedicate maybe like a part of a day, or maybe a set time to create some content. It's kind of called batching content. So I do this often because I'm a scroller. When Sarah says anything about those things, she's talking directly to me. I get sucked in, I scroll, I save audio, I save reels that I never do. I'm just all over the place with that kind of stuff. And I'm working hard at not doing that. But when you dedicate a set time, or maybe like a Saturday morning when you're, I don't know, do kids even sleep in on Saturday? I don't know, mine don't, but you know, a set time that you have that you can, you know, be looking on the marketing page. And if you are not a part of that marketing page, let us know. But our marketing page is a really great resource for pictures. Don't browse it. Don't scroll it. It'll suck you in and suck the life out of you. Just use that search bar. It's awesome to be getting photos there. And what I personally do is I will go on there and grab some things that I maybe want to showcase in my VIP. And I will use my notes app to write something up and put in those pictures right on the notes app. And then whenever I want to make a post, it's all there. So I'll sit and do that, you know, for an hour where I'm making a bunch of posts. You can schedule them as well. And we can get more into that another time. But on Facebook, there is a feature to schedule, but just having the content created, or if you like to do reels and things like that, maybe you're taking pictures of you in outfits. They can be different outfits, and you can just throw one up for your outfit of the day, even if it's not your outfit of the day, just to kind of stay consistent if things are, you know, you're just not able to do those things. But there's just so many different ways of using that time during, you know, whatever works for you that will, you know, be useful later on when you need it. So I really like doing that. My notes app is filled with ideas. We have a list. It's on our new rep group. I can maybe copy it and paste it to our team page. Just as a reminder, we have a huge, I think there's like 40 ideas of things to post. And that might be really useful, because the next thing I'm going to talk about is you should learn from your audience. Each of our VIP is completely different. The way that Sarah shows up with her VIP is totally different than the way that I show up with mine. Is one or the other better? No, not necessarily, but we kind of, you do get to know your VIP. And if you're brand new and you think like, what are you talking about? Like, how will I get to know them? Like, your VIP becomes your safe place. It becomes this beautiful community, because these people are there to support you. They choose to be in there. They can leave if they want, and some do. That's okay. But they're there to support you. And so it feels really good to be in that space and be real, and learn about them. And you'll start to see what kind of gets their attention, like how they're interacting with certain posts. So if you are sharing things, it should not always be Zaya 100% of the time. If you love to cook, you can be sharing recipes. You can be talking about your fur babies. You can be sharing workouts, or I know some of my teammates do like water challenges, step challenges. Like, this is your community. And so it's really awesome to make a nice relationship with them and do fun things with them. And it doesn't have to be buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, join my team, join my team, join my team. I'm sorry, I can't figure out to get my notifications off. It should have other things peppered in there. And we do, like I said, I have that list of things that you can post about, and we'll share that, because it is, it's just easier if you have ideas, and if you're paying attention to what kind of gets them excited. So yeah, that's really good. But then moving on from that, when you've set consistency goals and you are in your VIP and you're enjoying the interaction, like the biggest thing next is to keep showing up. You have to show up. But how you show up is super important, and your mindset has a lot to do with that. If we, like, what we do is not hard. It's not hard work. It's monotonous almost. Some people will say that at first, because you're kind of doing the same thing on repeat. But if you are showing up and being like, oh, like I have to do this, like they tell me I have to share this outfit, like your audience is going to feel that. And so you definitely need to show up in a way that shows that you enjoy doing what you're doing. Why would anyone want to join your team if it doesn't look like you're having fun? If that's your focus, if that's what you want to do is grow your team, well, you better be showing up in a way that shares how great it is to be part of this team. So I think that showing up is super important, but it is definitely how you show up that is equally important. Not like I don't, thinking about, I don't have to do this. I get to do this. I get to share this opportunity. I get to show these leggings that I feel freaking amazing in. Like it's just a mindset shift, and it's super important when you're showing up. And you have to fall in love with the process, because like I said, it's not hard work, but you're kind of doing the same thing over and over. So you just have to fall in love with doing it and the results that you can get by showing up consistently, and let go of the perfection side of things. And it's silly for me to say that, because also very much a perfectionist. So that is really, really hard for me. It took me so long to hit that live button. I would do a video to show something or to do a draw or whatever. But guess how many times I would do that video? Like 18 would probably be lowballing it. Like I would just keep deleting it because I'd feel like I'd stuttered, or I felt like, oh, maybe I should have tucked that in a bit different or whatever. But guess what? That wasn't my real authentic self. That was a tailored video that took me so long. And probably by the time I posted it, what I shared was like, ugh, guys, like I would have been really kind of frustrated. But when I finally clicked that live button and just showed up the way that I had to and got through it, stuttering, sweating, whatever, you make better connections, deeper connections with people, because you're real and you're authentic and you're genuine, and they can like they're meeting your pets that are barging into your office, and they're hearing the kids yell for you upstairs or whatever. Like, you're sharing about your day and it's real and in real time, instead of like this perfect kind of tailored thing. And so definitely, we love saying to show up messy, but it's a real thing. You kind of have to just make mistakes and roll with it, and just be you. Because, and Sarah loves to say it, they can literally go to Sport Chek and buy their activewear, but they're choosing to support you. So when they're on your VIP page, then you showing up, they want to see the real you and hear your take on not just Zaya, but chances are they're building a relationship with you. So they'll enjoy hearing about other aspects of your life as well. And lastly, really, it's just have fun. And that's kind of throughout this whole thing, right? Because we need to not only just share about the clothing, but this community, like, I mean, if you're new here, hi, my name is Krista. I didn't really introduce myself, but I love this team. I am just over the moon about the community and what I get from the relationships that I have formed within my own personal team and our larger team. Like, that to me is so special. And the people that you're talking to might not actually really even care about the income or care about the discount. Maybe they just want to find a community of women that are super supportive and encouraging. And so we have to share those things too. And you'll notice, like, on my stories or what I post, I love to share about the benefits of being part of this team, the relationships that we make, obviously the incentives and the different experiences, but it doesn't have to be anything big. Like, we try and do several things as a team, whether it's local or we try and do things off island or whatnot. But if you're sharing the team culture, you're showing the fun that this can be. So I really like doing that as well. But yeah, just make it your own, but definitely set yourself some realistic goals with the frequency in which you can be consistent. And the rest will just kind of play out wonderfully well. So anyway, that's what I have to say. And I probably definitely went over 10 minutes.
What? You
Never. I never have anything to say.
No, I love that. I was told early on that this job wasn't hard, that what you do is not hard, it's repetitive, it's monotonous. And the reason people fail is not because it's hard, but because sometimes effort doesn't equal results at the beginning. And sometimes it's repetitive. So they feel like they're doing the same things, but the results aren't coming in. And they feel like, well, it's just not working. So I'm going to quit. That's the sucky part, is that eventually consistency compounds, your efforts compound, and then eventually it's like, oh, it just clicks. After the consistent effort that the results you didn't think were coming starts showing up. And I didn't believe it at the time.
I should also add, you're kind of reminding me, and you tend to like to remind me anyway, about my last December versus this December. So look at the look she just gave me. So last December, I decided that I had a really good year with Zaya. I had a lot of fun. I'm just gonna hang out, not really do much in December. And that's not to say that you need to like fill your calendar and be like full on, but that consistent effort in the way that you're showing up on your VIP means something. And I am a walking example of that, because me pulling back in December of last year created a little bit of stall out. I don't know, like, it was like, I just kind of, like they always say, taking your foot off the gas. I took my foot off the gas, and I didn't see any exhilaration for like 2 or 3 months later, even though like January 1st showed up and I'm like, hi guys, how was Christmas? Like, how was your holidays? Like, I kept on going, but it took so long to get people back in like on board, engaged. And when we're not showing up for our audience, how do we, like, why would you expect them to show up for you? So if you're just posting a random graphic here and there, but you're not showing up, you can't expect them to show up and support you when you have a goal that you're going to reach or anything like that. So this December looked very, very different. It's not as though I put in like a ton more effort. I was more conscientious about my time, but I didn't fade into the background and then pop back out in the new year. So I'm definitely, yeah, I had to kind of swallow that because it was one of those like, okay, so you were right, Sarah, you were right. So yeah.
Yeah.
Can
And that is
I
the
add
issue
one
too.
little thing?
Yeah, go for it, Steph.
Sorry. So I also want to add, because of what Krista said, sometimes you are still consistent and the results aren't showing up. Like I said earlier, I was recruiting left, right, and center. I have 0 points for Hawaii right now. 0, nothing. But I've been consistent and I've been putting in the work. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing all those consistent things and I will earn some points and I'm going to Hawaii. But sometimes doing those consistent things, you're still not seeing results. So sometimes you have a lull. Don't stop. Keep going. And
Yeah,
you'll see results eventually.
compounds. We say that all the time and we see it. That's why we say it. It's because we literally see evidence of it all the time.
And it's so hard to, with a 30-day timeline, with incentives that have a timeline, all of that is so hard. But when I tell you that I show up the exact same every single month, I do that actionable items every single time I go to work on my business. Doesn't matter if there's double points or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Or if it's December, I go to work the same year round. And I feel like that's what's consistently compounding. And that's why the results are coming in. But yes, it's so easy to get frustrated when there is timelines of 30 days, when there is incentives, when you feel like you've put in the work. Steph is great and at showing that example that she has been consistent, but she may not be showing that she has 0 points right now, but that doesn't mean that she's not going to recruit 4, 5, 6 people in February, right? You have to just keep at it. As always, guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, you can reach out to the team page, to the new rep group, to your group chat that you're in. And if you feel like that's not a thing for you, just reach out to your upline or the person or to me. And I will make sure that you're hooked up with that group, etc. There will be like I said, a mini power hour for new reps starting next week. It will be weekly and it will go over those actionable items. I'll be like, okay, guys, 5 minutes, we're going to do this. This is how I do it. This is how I did it at the beginning. And it just sort of shows everything, including like, how to take the graphics from the emails. And like, it literally breaks it all down, because I feel like sometimes we expect people to be, where we are at now, when that's certainly when I did not start like that. And I know a lot of reps didn't start like that. So I want to break it down for people. And I think that will help with the new reps, but also reps who might not have launched their business yet. And of course, Mandy Beamish as well. She'll be launching some power hours for other reps going forward as well. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. I hope that it has helped. If anybody, I may have missed this at the start, but what have you found works best to recruit? Oh, you're funny. I talk about it a lot. I think if it comes down to it, and if I had to say one thing, I would say that I talk about it with more people than you talk about it with. And that's probably why I recruit more people, but also because my energy doesn't change. I don't have an attachment. I don't have an attachment to what they say. I just am excited and I bring an energy. And that energy is that picture that's been going around about the football player getting CPR on the field and the paramedics there, and they circle the ambulance and they say, who is probably the lowest paid people on that field? Probably the people doing the most important work. And I share about it, not just because of that, but because I got to take my kid to extracurriculars tonight. And I share about it because I get to take another one tomorrow. And I share about it because I didn't have to check my bank balance when I went and got milk. those are all reasons why I continue to share about it and why I have no emotional attachment to what they say, because it's my responsibility to share and it's on my heart. And I think that that's
Yeah.
why it helps. Yeah.
I want to also add that by doing stuff like this, any of the new reps that are on, these are the things that will move your business forward. If you are putting in effort to get onto these calls live, or requesting to have the recording, and making some time to actually sit with it and use it, like this team has unimaginable numbers of resources, and not every team can say that. I have friends that are Zaya reps under completely different lines, and they don't have what we have. But being as you're here, you're already taking that first step. Using what is given to you will benefit you like beyond. Like that's literally what started having me having success, is that I made a conscious effort to show up for these things, and to really kind of just soak it all in. And yeah, that's just awesome.
It's so true. Yeah. Showing up. And that's how I started to succeed too, was I started showing up. I started watching the recordings. It makes a big deal. It makes a big difference, I should say. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. Amanda, if anybody else has any questions, you can obviously reach out. Thank you so much for showing up, guys. I will post the recording so you can share, and I'm looking forward to next week. Looking forward to like getting some work done in those 30-minute increments, and they will be recorded as well. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, ladies.